Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies to same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shot from thousands of great car options all within my budget.
That's cool, but financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Who's the bitch? Are you the bitch? Are we the bitch? Or maybe every single molecule of existence is the bitch. But I guess we're going to find out today. Welcome to Who's the Bitch. My name is Jackie Zabrowski.
And my name is Kara Clank. And welcome back to Who's the Bitch, where we'll tell you who the fucking bitch is.
And there's so many bitches out here in the summer now.
In these streets.
I know. All right. It's like, Jackie, you had a whole summer bitchathon where you got to find your hashtag bots, hashtag bitch of the summer. Yes, and we did. But my problem, and I think it's so fun because the more Kara and I do this show, the more we find that even though at the end of the day, our moral foundations are very, very similar, but so many other things.
But a few glaring differences.
Yeah, just huge, glaring, out the gate differences. And one of those huge differences is that obviously, if you've listened to me for a while or even just for a moment, usually you find out I'm a bit of a goth baby. I love the winter. I love to hide from the sun. I want to be pasty. I want to I want to hear the peals of laughter on the outside, and I want to go, keep them away from me.
And I love to be tan. I love to be on a lake. I love to be hot. I don't love to be hot. I like to be warm, and I like to be in a sandal and a light outfit, not a lot of layers. My armpits like to be out. I'm in a tank top 360 days out of the year in LA, pretty much, even in our cold weather times. But I will say, I as you know, I've recently relocated my family to the East Coast just for the summer. I'll be back. It's just for the summer.
Just for the summer.
But holy fuck, there is nothing like a New York City heat. It is so hot and goddamn sticky outside.
Oh.
And it's I forgot, and my kids aren't used to it. And I'm taking them down the street to a park, and they're it's so different because it's we're from a hot place. That's where they're from. I mean, I'm from
dry
here.
heat. It's a dry heat.
But the dry heat, it's as hot as LA gets. It's dry, and it's so fucking sticky here. But at the same time, I kind of love it. I just sort of love it. And we did do our bitch of the summer March Madness bracket style competition, hashtag bots, back at the bitchathon. And it feels like we didn't get to unpack some of our
the concepts. I feel like
the concepts that were in the running,
yes,
mosquitoes, hurricanes, chub rub, someone throwing you in the pool with your phone in the pocket, getting day drunk and then getting a hangover before you go to bed. A lot of chub rub, I can't believe didn't take the whole fucking thing. It's because there were probably too many either men or, I don't know, people that just wear pants all summer, I guess. Because chub rub is a fucking nightmare. It is a nightmare.
I also really, for such a long time, thought it was something that I dealt with alone because I felt like it was something that was never discussed. And I was just it's just because you're fat and that's why you get this and no one else ever experiences it. And it's no. Do you have skin?
Oh my God.
Does your skin touch other skin? Yeah, you've experienced chub rub in some fashion of the term.
And I know that there's some kind of like I started actually just wearing kind of like bike shorts underneath my dresses and stuff in the summer because, oh my God, I was literally ducking into alley corners in New York and throwing baby powder up my dress. I would carry baby powder with me in the summer and then just powder down my sweaty thighs anytime I got the opportunity. And honestly, that's dangerous. What am I doing in an alleyway, just throwing something up my dress? Come on, I'm going to get arrested.
Right. And I just really loved how I watched the light and the spirit die in Kara's eyes as I was trying to explain to her why I think that the ice cream truck songs are so evil. And she's looking at me as if it's like, what are you talking about, Jackie? That means like the ice cream is coming. That means that like, it's like these are only positive things. Nobody feels this way about the ice cream truck songs, but I'm just thinking about the New York nights in which that I would be in Greenpoint. And here's the thing, you know, anybody who has ever experienced an ice cream truck before knows that there are evil ice cream trucks out there. And maybe this is because I was raised by a New York City police officer, but I was taught to never trust the ice cream trucks, as top of the fact that they used to play the ice cream truck songs at all times of the night in New York, and that never kept you up, Kara?
Okay, so I lived on the Upper West Side. I don't think that I always heard in college, because I went to college in Hartford, Connecticut, which was a little bit of a more rough and tumble town. And I had heard when you hear the ice cream trucks at night, it's because ice cream trucks are selling drugs.
They're selling
right?
drugs.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Because like I would hear the ice cream truck in a Connecticut December and be like, why the fuck is the ice cream truck out? Like, it's December. People are like, oh, they're selling drugs. So when I would hear them in New York at night, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's probably like selling drugs, whatever. But I just never heard the creepy song that you're talking about. Like, I've always thought like, or whatever. Like, I just hear the regular, I never hear the hello, like this one that you're, this ice cream truck that's like a Catskills comedian I've never heard before. I haven't heard that.
It would, especially specifically in Greenpoint. This is maybe you guys do not care at all, but Greenpoint is surrounded by water and you could immediately, like right over the water, you could see all of Manhattan. But when things would ring through the streets of Greenpoint, it would like bounce off the water and echo back through all the streets. So it's like, the best Macy's fireworks display and also the loudest because the sounds are booming through the streets. But then the hello, you would never know where it was coming from, Kara. You would just hear it that you knew that it was somewhere selling drugs to somebody. And you'd think that they wouldn't need the song if they're selling drugs in the middle of the night, Kara. But I don't trust the ice cream truck.
I just think it's so hilarious. It's like if you're doing something sketchy, don't have your song go, we're here.
That's what I'm saying.
Drugs here.
Hello?
Drugs for sale.
Have a drug, please. And I would, you know what? Please write in. I would love to know, do the vast majority of people also feel that the ice cream trucks are nefarious, or am I broken?
Yeah. Go to our, actually, like, you know what helps? Go to our Instagram and just like comment when we post this episode.
Please.
I want to know on the Instagram how many people have a sort of a creepy connotation with an ice cream truck that exists in their mind.
Yes.
Would love to know.
I need to know. But I also know, again, people don't have the same fear at like pool parties that I have. Like, I have such a forever fat person fear of the summer that like, I think it's just like the fact that like I don't want to be seen as sweaty.
Right.
I think it's just I think it's a lot of like childhood trauma that I guess like in my brain am like, that means you should take back the summer, Jackie. That means you should throw all your cares away and say, hey, don't you tell me I can't have the summer. But all it does is push me further and further into the darkness that is watching Love Island. Yeah, we're in Casa Amor right now, Kara. You don't know what's going on.
I don't.
Last night, the episode filled me with such joy that my face hurt from smiling.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know it was delivering on that level.
It shouldn't be, probably. But I mean, I also did admit last week to crying. So I have cried during Love Island. I am giving myself to the villa this year. And if that makes me the bitch, I guess I'm along with
right.
I'm along with 1.9 billion other bitches, and I just want to say I see you, I feel you, and we're in this together.
Casa Amor. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are people fucking on camera on that show like they did in the British version?
Yes. Yeah.
Underneath those covers with the night vision.
I love it because it's like no one can see what they're doing as you see the obvious like jerking up and down and like the obvious motions underneath.
They're getting even more like, they're getting more and more brazen about that kind of shit, even on like Bravo, where you used to just have like a mic on behind a door. You never saw any of that.
Oh,
and now
yeah.
it's like, you're seeing people kind of jerk each other off, like underneath.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're seeing people jerking off. We're seeing people kissing on the red carpets. Now, I do want to give just the tiniest, I've got to know because I feel like, Kara, we are so different in so many ways, but then there are some big things that we really align with. I do want to bring up the fact that Jonathan Bailey, the cutie boy from Wicked, also from Bridgerton, but wait, did you watch Bridgerton, Kara? Did you get into it?
No.
Okay, so
I missed it. I missed the boat.
So you know him as Fiyero, and he is now in the new Jurassic Park movie, and the world will know, and the world will sing, and they will sing about his slutty little glasses.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about his slutty little glasses, and he calls them his slutty little glasses. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the slutty little lips, or according to him, not slutty at all. Jonathan Bailey he is in this new Jurassic Park movie with Scarlett Johansson. And of course, I mean, given the opportunity, you're going to say like, give a mouse a cookie, I'm going to kiss ScarJo on the lips. You know what I mean?
If you give a mouse a cookie, oh my God.
I think that I feel that book all the time because, yeah, if you're going to give me a cookie, I'm going to ask for some milk. But Jonathan Bailey has now been photographed twice kissing Scarlett Johansson on the mouth at two different premieres for Jurassic World, No Bones About It. What is it called?
I don't know. Jurassic World, No Bones About It. I hope that's what it's called. I don't know. The Final Fossil? I don't know what it's called.
I guess. So they're in the movie together and they're kissing on the lips. Kara, how are we feeling? You lived in Italy for a time.
Yes, but in Italy, it's the cheeks. It's the uno, dos. It's not. It's in Europe, it's the cheeks. And we're not kissing on the mouth. At least that wasn't my experience with people that you didn't know. However, it's Jurassic World Rebirth, by the way.
Thank you, Rebirth.
Rebirth. I feel like every Jurassic Park is a rebirth, but okay. I kissed my parents on the lips for a long time, and I've talked to a lot of my friends about this that are like, that's weird. And I kiss my own kids on the lips multiple times a day and will be very sad the day that they say, I'm too old for this.
Now,
because this is not a tongue kiss. This is not, I don't even like, when you say kiss on the mouth, it's like the mouth part of it is already making it sound so sexual. Like to me, it's like on the lips. It's just like, it's dry. It's no spit. It's like, mwah,
Just a mwah.
Yeah, it's just like a mwah. It's not like a linger. There's no tongue. There's no spit. So that's what I'm thinking is two. And in that sense, what really is the difference between your cheek and your I guess it's the receptacle to receive germs and give germs, but
now you're talking about we're giving mommy's kisses, we're giving daddy's kisses. I am not of this mindset at all. You know that it does make me want to, I don't know, crumble into a dust of sorts. But how would you feel then seeing Jared, your husband, kissing ScarJo on the lips like this. Because again, it is like Kara is saying, the Jonathan Bailey ScarJo kiss. Now, arms are around each other. They are face pressed further against each other than I'm assuming you used to do with your parents, Kara.
Well, and he's an out gay man, right?
Yes, but ScarJo is not.
Right.
ScarJo is in a relationship with a man. So how do we feel about this?
It wouldn't bother me. My husband just showed me a picture of him kissing a guy he works with when they saw each other at a convention in Vegas because some girl, like they were hanging out and the girls were like, kiss him, like as some kind of joke. And Jared goes, okay. And just went, mwah, like, you know.
Yeah.
And somebody took a picture of it and like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Kisses that don't involve tongue.
Don't bother you.
I don't know. It doesn't really bother me. But I could understand other people are like, the lips are a gateway to the penis or whatever you think, or to the vagina. And you might just not like be as loosey-goosey about that as I am.
If it was someone that I thought that like, if there was already like, I already had I was feeling a type of way in my brain about their friendship. And I saw something like that, even just thinking about it right now, I can feel myself getting red with heat in an upset way.
But don't you think like us beside lips, there are like hugs that linger too long.
Yes.
There is like pressing your body against somebody in a way that's inappropriate.
Keeping
like,
legs. Like, honestly, you think about that JT. I don't know why. I'll always think about the JT picture when he was like talking to somebody and everyone's like, oh, he's cheating on Jessica Biel. He's cheating on Jessica Biel. And he was like all canoodly, but it was way more the way their bodies were touching each other than anything else that I'd be like, that's what I would see and be like, what's going on there?
You can read into all kinds of stuff. One time I had a friend that I have never hooked up with, never had any sexual thing with, and he had icing on his face, and I like wiped a little bit of icing off his nose, and later Jared was like, that seemed kind of intimate.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, are you jealous? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, there is nothing between us and there never has been and there never will be. And he was like, oh, okay. You know, like you can read into these things sometimes.
But there's also some people that don't feel that way at all. And I feel like it's the kind of thing that you just need to talk it out. And maybe, ScarJo and Colin Jost have this conversation and it's not an issue at all. And of course, the internet is going to be in a hububba about it. But also, I do understand, like, I may not I've never kissed my parents on the lips before, but I do feel that, like, when it is just a friendly, when it's just a friend situation, that's a kiss on the lips. I say that now, but again, think of the rage and the heat.
The rage, it's building.
The rage and the heat that builds. But I guess for me, I've already had very fun experiences with people that when people are like, oh, but they don't want to have sex with you. And it's like, well, I mean, it doesn't mean that you're never going to have sex with, it's like, I mean, I feel like, well, sometimes things happen and sometimes you try new things and sometimes you don't know. And so that's why I never understood the whole like, oh, it's not cheating if it's with someone that's the same sex. Like, yeah, but I also fuck people of the same sex. So it's like, I think there's also that conversation needs to be further had.
Yeah. Although, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
depends on the couple.
Kissy, let us know about your kissy.
Come on, let us know about your kissies. We love knowing about kissies.
We want to know about your kissies.
Especially, come on, I'm just sitting here watching Love Island. I'm just watching my kissies all summer.
Oh my God, I just sit there and stare at my kids and I'm like, want to give me a kiss? Like, I just beg for kisses constantly from my children.
See, I just do that with my husband. See, my husband and I couldn't even count. I was like, can you imagine if we ever tried to count how many times we kiss in a day? We're just a big
you guys
kissy
are
couple.
kissy. You guys are kiss cam. You guys are on the kiss cam constantly.
We're always kissing.
The kiss cam is like, it's hidden in every room that you got, and you guys are like, oh, we got to do it. We're on kiss cam.
We got to kiss. We got to, if we ain't kissing, what do we missing, Kara?
What are we doing? Oh, man. Well, that was a cute little bit of unsolicited advice for Jonathan, what's his name, Bailey?
I guess there is no
kissing people's
advice.
wives, you little bitch. No, just kidding. I don't have a problem
It's
with it.
more to the ScarJo of like just making sure, that everybody's talking about it and we're fine.
Yeah, Colin Jost is like, you're not like hooking up with that gay co-star
Right.
of yours, are you? Like, yeah, he's
Right.
probably. I mean, Colin Jost has got to be. I know the guy from back in the day, such a nice man, and I'm like, how do you walk around just married to Scarlett Johansson? Are you just like scared constantly that she's just gonna be like, oh, I'm sorry, I ran into Joe Manganiello and we were just both too hot and we had
And
to
we
have
just
sex.
had to have sex with each other. I'd be like, you're
Not that
right.
Colin's not
mean,
cute. He's very cute. He's very handsome.
I mean, Joe Manganiello. I mean, you gotta be Joe Manganiello.
Thanks for selling your car to Carvana. Here's your check.
Whoa, when did I get here?
What do you mean?
I swear it was just moments ago that I accepted a great offer from Carvana online. I must have time traveled to the future.
It was just moments ago. We do same-day pickup. Here's your check for that great offer.
It is the future.
It's the present and just the convenience of Carvana. Sorry to blow your mind.
It's all good. Happens all the time.
Sell your car the convenient way to
Carvana.
Pickup times may vary and fees may apply.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our FlexPath learning format lets you learn on your own schedule. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
All right, let's hop into some of our voicemails for this
Let's
week.
do
Our
it.
solicited advice. Here we go. First one.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. Tell us in the voicemail who's the bitch. Beep.
Thank you, Kara and Jackie, for doing this incredible service to humanity through Who's the Bitch. But I need to ask if my wife and I are being privileged bitches.
Ooh.
So, love my in-laws. They're wonderful human beings. And during COVID, my mother-in-law, who works as a cook for a catering company, lost her income, right? Everything was shut down. And so we went to her and my father-in-law and offered to do, we'll give you couple $100 a week, help you make ends meet during this challenging time. Well, my mother-in-law's been getting some work since 2021 and completely steady work since 2022, but we're still making weekly payments, which is fine. But it's kind of, we never really set terms on when we would end. So we're kind of in an awkward spot because now my wife just got a great career move, absolutely in line with her professional goals, but it pays a little bit less. So would we be the bitch to go to them and say, hey, this has kind of run its course, it's over? Or would we be, it's a better off for us to like acknowledge that we are more privileged and we can technically afford it. So we just should stay with it. Appreciate any guidance. So thank you.
Okay, so this caller W also emailed us with this. That was a voice note, which you're welcome also to email us voice notes. Just don't make them go over the 5 minutes, everybody. But he had some clarifying notes in the email, which was that they live in Australia. So he's originally from the States. That's why he has no accent. And the COVID restrictions, if you remember, at the time in Australia were very strict. So really, the mother-in-law would have had no income. They started doing this when COVID hit, so they've given them about $55,000 so far.
Wow.
His father-in-law had a steady job, has one. COVID did not impact his income source at all. And a while back, the father-in-law said that they'd been putting the payments toward paying down their mortgage. So these are some extra facts to know.
Those are good facts
My
to know.
immediate thought is, fucking sunset that deal yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is at the point of, I think you're not too privileged. This is taking advantage. If her income is back and it's been back for 3 years,
Yeah.
and they're just paying down a mortgage, I don't care that you can afford it. You could be using that to pay down your mortgage. To buy a second home, to do whatever you want to fucking do. It's your money. And you've done something incredibly kind for them. $55,000 is not a joke of a loan that you've given them. It's not even a loan. It's like a gift. You're not asking for it back. And like when you say, we're giving you this extra money, it's like in COVID, it's like to eat, to pay your bills, not to pay down a mortgage, which like you should be able to pay that down with your income when you took on the mortgage. And I understand why you were helping pad that during this time, but now it's 3 years out of her having steady work again. I think it's time to go, hey guys, my wife's taking a pay cut and we're going to have to not do this anymore. And if anyone has a problem with that, that's the bitch right there.
Yes, because I think that there might come a time and a place where they might need your help again in the future. And how are you supposed to prepare for that while also giving them money, especially when you're about to be losing money? I think that this is huge, and especially that this is something that is great for your partner, that this is something that is only a positive thing except for the loss of money. And that is a great entryway into this conversation, because I understand this is very uncomfortable. This is not a conversation anyone wants to have. But I also appreciate that they've been open with what they're using the money for. So I imagine and I appreciate that you're not even coming in this you're not even coming at this defensively. You are not being a bitch in this situation whatsoever. The fact that after years of helping and the fact that they don't necessarily need this help, of course you're going to be feeling a million types of ways about this and not really look forward to having this conversation. But we support you 100,000%.
Yeah.
You did what you could for a long time. And it is difficult when you know that you have it and you have more than someone else. But unfortunately, as you're still growing, there's a difference between when you have such excessive wealth that it doesn't even matter. Like if you were at that point, yeah, give them the money forever. If it was something that didn't affect you and your bills, sure. If any of us could possibly be in that spot, what a wonderful gift that you could continue. You have already done so much.
Yeah.
You've done so much. And I hope that you are being treated as such.
Yeah. Let us know how it goes.
Please.
And
please let us know how it goes.
Jackie, will you read our next email?
Yes, I will.
You've got bitch.
Hi, my bitch sitch is in between me and my husband. First off, I love him so much and we're normally very communicative and open to each other's feelings and thoughts. The problem is, my husband immigrated here 9 years ago to marry me, as we had met and fell in love on a video game. Insane, I know, but we spent every summer together while I was in college before getting married. He's Canadian and is convinced himself he's going to get deported and wants to move back. I admittedly have a too close relationship with my mom as an only child of a single parent and do not want to leave her. His father is now single, different situation there, and says he needs more help since he's older. Am I the bitch because I won't consider moving to Canada even though he moved here for me? Thanks. Wow.
I mean, this is a timely one. I did email back this poster, this writer, just to say, but you did end up getting married, because I did realize she said that she called him her husband. Because at first I was like, wait, he came here to marry you, but did you get married? I missed the word husband. So there, even though it's in there twice. So they've been married 9 years, and she does say he has a green card. I tend to think that this administration of nightmares is not going around rounding up white people from Canada who have green cards and are married to American citizens.
Yeah.
That's not the, but she clarified that they're in a liberal state and that it might be the kind of thing where he is trying to get revenge on certain states like California. So it's not insane to think that, but I don't think it's I don't think it's likely, but I don't think it's crazy to be worried.
I will say the going back and forth process is certainly becoming more and more of a fucking nightmare. And I will say that.
Going across the border back and forth.
Because even that, like, even I was about to say that, like, is it the kind of thing that, you know, you've done long distance before? If he feels this need right now to go take care of his father, is it the kind of thing that maybe you do long distance for a little bit, but the going back and forth is such a nightmare right now that I don't even know if that would be a feasible opportunity for you guys.
Yeah. I don't think that you're the bitch for not considering it. If when you met, you were like, my life is here, I live here, and he wanted to move here for you, you know?
I guess that's what I want to know.
I don't think it's like did you guys ever talk about this in your opening, in your dating and stuff like that? Like, oh, maybe one day we'll settle back in Canada? Or was he just happy to like leave and be here and marry someone here the way like I have many, many friends who have done that, who are Canadian. And it's like, I'm like, can you go get your citizenship? But then I know that that's how they're fucking
I know, because that's the same thing too. Because I was like, could you also, it's like, would it be something that maybe your mother would consider going with you? But even right now, this is just not, that is not being given very easily right now. So this makes it even an even dicier than usual situation right now, that maybe it is a like, you can't say that there's no way he's going to get deported.
Right.
You know, we don't know with everything right now. We don't know.
Right.
And I know that that's got to be so difficult for you to look at your partner and not be able to say without a doubt, there's no way that something difficult is going to happen to you. But I imagine it would be putting you guys in a more difficult situation trying to move all of you there right now. That I imagine, but this is something that I don't know a lot about.
Is it easy for you to get a work visa? Is it easy for you to work there? Is it easy for you to uproot your life and go there? Like, I get it. This is really tough, but it's like, but we were just talking on another episode about tit for tat, and it like, just because he moved there for you doesn't mean that it's like it's in your contract that you have to move somewhere for him. You know, that's not, if that's not what you guys talked about. You know?
But that's why I'm so curious as to what was discussed about the future, that it's like, oh, we're just going to live here for now. Was it a for now conversation? Because then you did kind of sign a bit of a contract.
Right.
But even then, that contract can change. You know, just because you marry a person and just because you say one thing while you're dating, you know, people do change over time. It's how we deal with the change and how we communicate our change that is what gives us, it's how you find out whether it's going to be long standing or not.
Maybe he should just talk to an immigration attorney and find out what his options are, so
what the options are.
He can stop feeling like paranoid about this. Because I mean, it seems to me almost at this point, this is kind of like across that bridge when you get to a kind of situation. Like, I don't know that he needs to like, you know, purposely deport himself, but I don't know all the immigration law. Like, cause I know that if you volunteer and leave, then you don't get the 10-year ban or whatever that they give some people.
That's a good idea though, Kara. Maybe you guys should sit and talk to an immigration lawyer just to find out maybe this might help your husband feel a little bit more secure if you find out, like, okay, what could happen? Because, you know, Kara and I have no idea, but maybe it would make you guys both feel better and give you a better direction if you find out more of what is the reality of this current situation that we're dealing with, and go really find out what is possible and what could happen.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Kara.
Yeah. And, but I think you should just be also honest about like your feelings. Like, I'm really not feeling like I want to leave where I'm from and where I live and where I have my life. I know you did that, but that was something like you were willing to do back then. And I mean, you know, you could just say, I don't feel the same way, or I don't know. It's tough. This is tough. I do feel like he'll probably be okay, but yeah, who's to say? I'm not the head of anything.
Please find out more information.
Find out. I think you need to get all the information.
Yes.
So he can rest a little bit easier or make decisions that are informed by the law. But let us know what happens.
Imagine what's possible when learning doesn't get in the way of life. At Capella University, our FlexPath learning format lets you learn on your own schedule. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature, whether it's the recorded sounds of the ocean we doze off to, or the succulents that adorn our homes. Nature makes all of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about our busy lives removed from it. But the outdoors is closer than we realize. With All Trails, you can discover trails nearby and explore confidently. With offline maps and on-trail navigation, download the free app today.
Okay, next call. I love this one.
Oh.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch. To listen to voicemail, Who's the Bitch? Beep.
Oh my gosh, it actually plays that soundbite before you leave a voicemail? I'm sorry. That was hilarious. Okay, I'm geeking out a little. Okay, hey ladies. Huge fan of both of you. I saw both of you when you came out to Salt Lake for different things. Kara, I saw you when you came out for the That's Messed Up Salt Lake show, and you complimented my purse, and I was so flattered. I tried to make like a funny joke, and it just wasn't funny. And now I replay that moment in my brain
sure it
all
was
the time.
hilarious.
And I think it seems I should have said. Anyway, I have a low stakes Who's the Bitch for y'all today. I am partnered. I'm married. We've got 3 kids, kind of a big range of ages. We've got 16, 10, and 5. My husband works from home, and I work out of an office. And my husband, he makes quite a bit more than I do, but he's been super supportive. We're both ex-Mormon, and so there's a lot of like weirdness behind like the fact that I'm even working at all, like with my family and stuff. So he's incredibly supportive. He's great, fantastic. I love that he's willing to watch like our 5-year-old at home while he works and while I go to an office. So summers can be really hard for him. Obviously, school's out of session, and they get so much screen time. Like, it's just you 2 kids all the time. And look, I get it. He's working. It's really hard. And I'm fine with that. I'm not like the strict screen time, you only get an hour a day or, whatever. But it was like at the point where we were both noticing like their attitudes just weren't great, and the kids, and we were just wanting them to have less screen time. Well, the family tablet went missing. Okay. And I found it months ago. And I haven't told anyone. Am I the bitch? Because I just, they still have the TV. My son has his own tablet. The 16-year-old's got a phone. So I feel like they still got screens. And they've like, and legitimately, it was legitimately lost for a couple of weeks. And I think during that time, like the kids just kind of like detoxed off of having a tablet. But I know that it does make it a little easier for my husband to have it there. But I know where it is, and I just haven't said anything. And I did tell him once when we had a date night and we were both a little drunk, and he'd like, I don't think he remembers. I just haven't said anything. So am I the bitch? Like, because he's making this huge sacrifice and, working from home remotely so that I can go have my career. And there's this thing that I could give him that make his life a little easier. But I'm keeping that my little secret because I don't know. The less screen time, the better. I mean, we have a huge yard. Why won't these kids just go out and play in the goddamn yard? Anyway, Okay. Love you guys.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God, bitch.
Oh my
I
God.
love you.
Let's go meet at
this.
Swig for a drink of soda.
Please.
Oh my God. The
this
Secret
mom
Lives
vibe.
of Mormon Wives. Am I right?
Yes.
She's got it's a Mormon, an ex-Mormon wife with a secret.
Yes. I love this low stakes situation. This is a great one. I mean, they've got other screens. They've got other
That's the
screens.
thing. Like, girl, you're literally seeing the effect of these fucking iPads and tablets on kids, like, in real time. You're doing something that's, like, better for your kids. Like, listen, if your husband's not, like, losing his job or getting in trouble and the past few months have been going smooth enough because they have other screens, then I think you've done nothing wrong.
No.
And you're literally making a decision that's better for your kids, because
yes,
I'm personally anti-tablet for the kids. We don't have one. We don't show them one. And I'm doing that as long as possible. Like, my daughter gets one at school. She's on it for 45 minutes a week. I want her to know how to use one. I'm not trying to make my kids Amish or anything, but I just think, like, there's a ton of research about this stuff. There's a difference between, listen, we let our kids watch a ton of TV, especially in the summer. There's a big difference. I've listened to a lot of podcasts and I've read books about this. There's a difference between a screen that is far away from them, like a television, where they can observe with their peripheral vision other things that are going on in their house. My mom's cooking, my little sister's doing this, my other older brother's doing that, than a screen where it's right up close to their face and they're fully immersed in a game that is giving them like little dopamine hits, like nonstop or anything like that.
That's why they're
or
supposed to go on
YouTube Kids
walks.
were at these videos. I have friends who have had their kids on the iPad and they're like, my kids can't watch a movie. My kids can't watch it. Like, they can't like follow anything that lasts for more than 5 or 10 minutes. Like, and I don't think that that's good for kids. And college professors are saying they're seeing that in school. Like, kids, high school's teachers are saying they're seeing older kids. It affects them. They cannot follow. So obviously everything in moderation. If you're going to throw an iPad in front of your kid at a dinner because you feel like you need to do that to get them to calm,
do it.
I'm not judging anybody. Do your thing. I'm just like not doing it because I do think that you start to see these behavior things. They're saying kids can't be imaginative. They can't follow stories. Like, I just think you saw it. You saw aggressive behavior. Like, you saw some of the side effects right there. I think you're making a good non-bitchy move as a mom. And maybe you've given the idea to some other parent listening right now. Oopsie daisy, the family tablet goes missing. Oopsie daisy.
And also, maybe it's mama's tablet now. Maybe you get it. Oh my God. Do you get something that's just for you that maybe no one else, like the children, don't know that you have? For something that could just, it's like, then you could, if you want to fucking watch Love Island, you can watch Love Island on it if you want. Take that tablet back. Also, honestly, Kara, everything you're saying about kids right now is also kind of the same for all of us.
We're all like so addicted and rotted from screens too. You know what I mean?
Yes. It's just, we were talking about this over the weekend that it was like, I really, truly, like, when I don't remember the last time I was bored. I realized that I don't get bored anymore. And I fill my every second with with anything. It's always filled. And we as a society don't take time to connect and to shut off ourselves anymore. So you're right, Kara. You're like, this is only doing good things if you can stomach the aggressive behavior and the upset of your kids when you take the tablets away and when you take the screens away. Just know that it is good for them, because I feel the same way. Don't take my phone away.
Yeah.
When I find out that like there's a concert and they're taking the phones away, I'm like, oh, it makes me not want to go to that concert.
I know.
Not even because I want my phone out, but just because I'm like, don't take my phone away.
Oh my God. And the number of times you like reach for your pocket, the phantom, like just to touch
Phantom
your phone.
phone.
Like it's gross. Like, we're literally all addicted. And I think I'm trying to break it for my kids as much as possible. That said, I let them watch a ton of screens, like of television. I take them to the movies. Like, they get other screens, but just not small screens like iPads or phones, because until they're 16, which your kid is 16 and has a phone, I was told What I read was phones when they're...
Whoa, is it 16? When
I was told it's phones when they're 14, when they're freshmen in high school, they can have a phone, and that they can't have social media till they're 16. That's the best thing to do.
Wow.
That's what I read in The Anxious Generation, which I think is a New York Times bestseller, and a lot of people are going by that. I'm sure other people think that guy is too crazy. And you know what? It's case by case, different kids. Some people are like, I gave my kid a tablet. He barely ever looks at it, and he hikes the mountains of the Pyrenees in his free time. You know what I mean? Good for you. Everybody's kids are different. I know that my kids would be so fucking addicted to that shit like I am. And so I'm happy to keep it away from them as long as possible. And they're little, so I understand it's a little bit different than extracting from ones that already have it. But you're talking about you have like a 5 or a 6 year old or something like that. So I think you made the right choice.
The game.
You are not.
I love this.
You are gavel gavel, not the bitch.
Not the bitch.
Okay, let me read a. Meanwhile, we're going to get like all these comments that are like, Kara's the bitch for hating on iPads. Like, no, do what you got to do. If you got to do it, you do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I also think it's like, if your husband was really struggling and was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I have this huge meeting and then like they won't watch TV. Like, then, you know,
you're going to give him the
play
iPads.
it from there.
Yeah.
But like, if he's doing okay, it's you. We don't have to make everybody's lives easier all the time. Summer's pretty quick, actually, in the grand scheme of things. All right. So this is an email, and it goes,
You've got...
Okay, dating a guy for 5 years. I'm a mother of 3. He's a father of 2. We went on a quote-unquote break 2 years ago when I was going through some shit.
We were on a break.
We were on a break.
Every millennial, we're all triggered by it. All right.
During said quote-unquote break, where we still spoke every day and were gushing our love for one another, he started fucking his hot-ass Latina neighbor.
Whoa.
Let me add that I am a boring Connecticut girl. Hey, give yourself some credit. Girls from Connecticut can be fun and cool, as I am one. And he has a thing for Latinas, which I totally get. So he and the hot Latina lied to me about the relationship for 6 months, and she actually hosted a party at his house, and this was when I found out that he fucked her multiple times. One of her friends let me know that he told them, quote, "You're better in bed." Well, it's nice to hear, isn't it? Anyway, that's me. That's Kara saying that, not the emailer. The neighborhood is close-knit, and I said I was cool with them seeing one another in group settings, not alone. But then he moved. I finally had some space to breathe. But then she asked to use his pool at his new house to give her kids swimming lessons. I told him I felt wholly uncomfortable with this, and he said he agreed. However, turns out he told her that it was no problem. Addendum, she is currently engaged to a guy who has no clue about anything. What do I do? Jackie, I'm semi-obsessed with you. 3 heart emojis.
Oh my God.
Girl, I gotta say, like, I would feel, yes, we were on a break, very Ross and Rachel, okay? But you're talking every day and talking about your love for each other, and then he's fucking somebody, and maybe it's purely physical, but you guys, he lied to you about it for 6 months. That's not like hurting you a little bit, like more than his proximity. Maybe that hurt and now you're over it. And like, but so yeah, that was something hard for you to get over if you are over it. And then he's just kind of messing with you again with the proximity to her. Like, if she doesn't live in his neighborhood anymore, they should never have to speak again. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. And
no swimming lessons at the pool. Sorry, babe.
No swimming lessons. And the fact that you said that you were uncomfortable and he said he agreed. And that turns out he told her that it was no problem. So he knew that you were uncomfortable with it. You went out of your way and you did the I'm going to say it, the brave thing of saying, I don't feel comfortable with the situation, and I'm proud of you, because it's difficult sometimes to say those things, especially right as you're feeling it. And for him,
I know,
respect you doing that.
The subject of the email was he's the bitch, and I got to tell you, you nailed it right from the subject. He's the bitch right here. Like, the woman is like, maybe she just wants a free pool for her kids to get swimming lessons,
sure,
like whatever.
But there's also,
like, she's overstepping, but he's being a bitch.
There's something called the YMCA. There's something called, I feel like there are other like if
Swimply.
There's exactly Swimply. Like, if you're already paying for your kids, and I'm saying this, if you're already paying for your kids to have swimming lessons, not that I'm saying that means that automatically you can X, Y, and Z. I'm just saying I think you can find a pool not of the guy that you stooped for a while, lied about. I'm not saying she lied about stooping, but I'm saying maybe knowing the situation was a little dicey. And that woman, I'm not calling her the other woman because they were on a break. I'm saying the other person in this scenario, I feel should know better.
Yeah.
And I would have a couple of feelings about that.
I don't even know why they're still talking. I don't know why they're talking. I mean, she just texted him out of nowhere and knew he had a pool. Like, I don't know why they're still in communication. I think you're completely correct to say that this makes you feel uncomfortable. You need to tell him that. And you need to be like, I don't know why you're appeasing me out of one side of your mouth and then telling this girl that shit's okay out of the other side of your mouth. Like, you're being an asshole. Like, honestly, this is like really, I don't care if this sounds like flippant to you or like not a big deal. I think it is a really big deal.
This is a huge,
yeah.
Because this is the thing. You even said in the end, addendum, she's currently engaged to a guy who has no clue about anything. Honestly, it even has nothing to do with the fact that like the will they, won't they? Because like, I feel like in this, you're not even saying, don't trust my partner. I don't trust my partner. You're not saying that. What you're explaining to us is that you asked your partner and you set a boundary and said, I was not comfortable with this. And he disrespected you.
Yeah.
He disrespected what you asked. And I feel like, and I'm not saying then you leave him. I will say you're asking, what do? You go to him and said, hey, I said this. Why did you say it was no problem if I had talked to her already? I'd want to know why. Because, and if he says, oh, well, for me, it wasn't a problem. I'd like to know why wasn't a problem for you if I said I had a problem with it?
Yeah.
Why, like, what is that? Because like, and you don't come in like pointing fingers. It's more of a, hey, okay, so why then? Why did we get into this situation? And I'd want to know what those answers were before I said, and now you're gonna call her and say, actually, the pool's not available. Yeah. And I'm sorry.
And I'll talk to you never. I don't know why they're talking. I really don't.
And I even understand if he's like, the kids, I didn't want to say no because it's the kids. All right, you're going to go at it from that aspect.
You're not the last pool on earth. Yeah, come on. Like, no. If this is making your partner uncomfortable, you don't do it. And that's
you don't do it. You don't do it. And, you know, like, I feel like even in a way that I'd be like, you know, you can go here. You can go here. You can go here. Those are other places that are an option because if there's one pool, usually you can find another one.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jesus, yeah, he needs to get his shit together. Stop.
But also, I'm semi-obsessed with you, and so now you need to know that we're semi-obsessed with you as well, and we need to be acting like it, babe.
Yeah, I mean, like, also, it's like you said they were lying to you about it for 6 months. Were they just not telling you, or were they actively lying and being like, no, nothing's, what are you talking about?
Well, because they were talking. They said during their break, they still spoke every day.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, even if it's a lie by omission.
Yeah, if it's omission, yeah, it's lying. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah. Ugh, I don't like it.
Because when you pull someone for a chat in the villa, all right, usually you want to talk to somebody first. If you're pulling somebody else for a chat, you're going to want to go and talk to the other islander before you do that. Because I tell you what, if I found out my bitch getting pulled for a chat, I'm going to be upset about it. I'm going to be upset about it. And that's why I'm not in Love Island.
Pulling my guy for a chat. Stop it.
Don't pull him for a chat. And I know that it's more serious than that. And I wish you all of the luck in the world because I would be very upset.
Yeah. Let us know what happens. Those kids better not be getting that swimming lesson there. All right. Let's go to our last voicemail.
Thank you for calling Who's the Bitch? To listen to voicemail, Who's the Bitch? Beep.
Hi there. It's Jackal Party from Twitch.
What up?
Jackie might recognize
Hell yeah.
Kara, I don't know if you do, but I'm a big fan.
Hi.
So here's the thing. I had a childhood friend since kindergarten, right? And we had maintained a pretty good relationship up through high school. Like, that's super chill, right? And he and his brother joined the military and police, respectively. My friend joining the military and his brother joining the police. And I just, like, lost contact with them because I was like, I can't fucking believe it becomes a man. It just fucked with me so hard that I completely cut off contact. And I'm 30 now. So it's been fucking 12 years. I'm probably the bitch, but I don't know what to do. Like, just, like, go and apologize, probably. But, like, I don't know exactly what to say. Like, we were friends since kindergarten, so I'm trying not to cry. It's just, it's really hard because I'm, like, pretty much a staunch leftist. And I don't know how to broach the subject, and I wanted y'all's opinion. Anyway, I love you both. Thank you so much. I will hear from you, I hope. Bye-bye.
I thought this was like such an interesting call, and I really wanted to play it because, first of all, I love when we hear from men. We get accused a lot that we side with women too much, and I like that we have male listeners, and I think that our, you know, and I think it's
Please
really,
write in too. Who'sthebitch.com.
Yes.
Please hit us up.
Yes.
You have
but
problems
I also
too.
think it's really, really great when men are even considering where they stand in their friendships, because I say this as like looking at my husband and other men in my life that will just kind of like let friendships dissipate and not really even interrogate
and never think
within
about
themselves
it again.
why that happened or where, you know, what went on. They're just kind of like, nah, you know, and you know, I know that happens. People do grow apart or whatever.
For sure.
And I think you're sort of realizing, Jackal Party, it sounds like to me, like you made kind of like a rash, generalized decision when you were 18 that because you are not a fan of cops and the military industrial complex for reasons that are valid. Those are like institutions that are deeply flawed, but like, for example, I have a brother in the military. You know, I'm very proud of him and what he's done and the sacrifices that he's made. I think that there's a lot of fucking problems with the military, and I talk to my brother about them all the time. I think we also forget that like people join the military for millions of reasons. Sometimes it's like, oh yeah, I just want to fucking kill people because I'm a big, strong man. And sometimes it's they're going to pay for my college and I don't have any other options. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it could be anything in between.
And it contains multitudes.
Yeah.
And like, this is coming from someone that also I have a lot of military in my family.
Yeah.
I come from a long line of police officers. It is something but I also completely understand person that for Jackal Party calling in, because it is a struggle sometimes as someone that is very, very left leaning. There are times, there have been issues because again, it's not every single person, but also give yourself some grace in so much that you made this decision when you were 18.
Yeah.
And and I'm not saying that, oh, you can't make a valid decision when you're 18. Obviously, I mean, you can choose to go and fight for your country at 18. It's not that like you are not able to make big decisions, but I feel like when we first start seeing the large differences, and maybe I'm speaking more for myself, but at that time period was when I started seeing the world, like when I was around 17, 18 and realizing like, oh my God, I feel this way. And I felt so strong. I mean, the fact that I have a Beatles tattoo. I wanted Namaste tattooed down my spine because like I was like, there's no way in my life that I will never see a war. Like I always want peace. I always think that like peace and nonviolence is always the answer. And it's like, I thought I was going to feel that every single second to the day that I die. But perspective comes a calling as we grow with age. And there's sometimes you look back at decisions you made and think, man, I'm not the same person I was when I made that decision. And it's also recognizing that we as humans are always going to grow and going to change. And sometimes it's uncomfortable to look at older versions of ourselves and you see how outdated that old version is of you, and you'd like to bring back bullet points of it.
Yeah.
And do you feel that this would be the kind of, like, if you want this relationship, and I mean, not to be like this, but I would say talk through a therapist as you do this to see if this is someone that you want to connect with, and also why specifically you want to connect with them and why now you want to connect with them. And I would say explore all of those options.
Yeah. And I would maybe just like reach out and say, hey, it's been so long. I was just thinking about you. Do you want to get together? Grab a drink, grab a meal, something like that. Talk with them for a little while. You don't have to go right in with like, sorry, I totally cut you off because you joined the military. Like, you don't have to start with that. Go have a meal with them.
Or a Zoom, or
a Zoom, or whatever. Get together, a phone call, whatever, a FaceTime. And then if it's feeling like, people really change a lot, like it's possible that you're 30 now and your friend has become everything that you hate about, like, that you don't see that there's any way to see a friendship forward, and that's okay. Like, the people that you're friends with in childhood, you can still, you can carry those memories. It does not have to be forever. But at least you didn't just like cut it off because of like a teenage impulse to like, be right and wrong, black and white, that you weren't maybe fully thinking through, because obviously now you regret it a little bit. Feel out the conversation. If you're like, oh, fuck, I feel like I've missed out on 12 years of this great person, then I think it's okay to say, hey, man, I got to admit, like, I was like kind of taken aback when, I was 18, you were joining the military, your brother was becoming a cop. I thought you guys were like going to be so different. But now that I'm talking to you, I have to just apologize for doing that. I hope we can still hang out. You paraphrase it into your own words or whatever. Like, but I think it's totally fine to just ease into it. You know what I mean? You don't have to like write a long message being like, for the following reasons, I cut off our friendship 12 years ago. And now I'm realizing I may have been too hasty. Like, just ease into it. Cause maybe if you meet them and you're like, oh, this guy's not for me anymore, that's okay. But then and
I also feel like, and Carrie, you're so right, especially in the opening message, even if it's like hey, I was thinking about this thing that we did. It's like, oh man, remember when we saw The Big Lebowski for the first time? And I was just thinking about that, and I thought about you, and I just wanted to say, hey, hope you're doing well. And, it could also, it doesn't have to be I'd like to be friends now. Maybe it is just throw a bait out there to see.
Yeah. And if you happen to be in the same geographical area, you want to meet up, you could do that, or you don't have to. Or it could be like Jackie said, Zoom, FaceTime, whatever.
Yeah.
Technology has allowed us so many ways to communicate.
But good for you for thinking about that and exploring this.
Yeah, I think it's good that you really like thought about like, wow, I just kind of ended that, and I don't think I maybe should have done that. And, and maybe you're going to meet them and they're going to be like full-fledged MAGA heads, and you're going to be like, there's no fucking way that we're going to get
this is going to work
this,
for us. Yeah.
But that's not all guys in the military. That's not all cops, so,
good luck with it though. And
thank you so much for writing in about it or calling in.
Yes. And congrats for, this is a difficult, vulnerable choice to make. And, human connection, you were just talking about this with all the screens and everything. I feel like human connection is really getting put by the wayside, and because it's difficult, because it's uncomfortable, because it's awkward. And now that we have so much technology, it's so much easier to create distance between us. But good for you for going after trying to make more connections. And I'm happy for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who wrote in or called in. And we appreciate all of you trusting us with your situations, your bitchuations, your bitch-tastrophes. And hope you appreciate what we have to say. And who'sthebitch.com is where you can find all the ways to write us, email us, leave a voicemail, and then also our DMs are open on Who's the Bitch LPN.
Hell yeah.
And that's also where you can find bitchlets. You can go to our youtube.com/at Who's the B to
give us a
see
follow, give
shorts
us a
and
comment.
watch the Bitchathon and whatever. You can also listen to the podcast on there. You can also listen to it on Spotify, Apple, wherever the fuck you get your podcast. Leave us a little review. Give us a star. We're still a fledgling little baby bitch podcast. Help us out.
We're just trying to fly,
Kara.
We're just trying to fly.
And,
Come on.
and next week you guys will be getting a Bitchathon Greatest Hits episode as Jackie and I continue into the doldrums of summer. And we love summer, don't we, Jackie? We just love summer.
I just love summer.
Don't we just love
ready
summer?
for it to be cold.
But thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye everybody.
Bye.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment counselor, who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.